Hello everyone, good afternoon. So this is Indumati from Commissioning College Department of ECE. So today I am going to share the knowledge about the external ADC. Why it is preferred? Because the external ADC is needed. The digital process and your microcontroller, microprocessor, everything is processing your digital signals. But the natural signals are analog signals. So we need to convert our natural signal into digital signals through your external ADC. There are some of the microprocessors and microcontrollers. Then your single board computers doesn't have an inbuilt ADC, so I'm converting with the help of external ADC for processing. So this is what is happening in your external ADC. So analog to digital conversion. So I already told. So the all the natural signals like your temperature, pressure, sound, and everything will be every natural signal will be an analog signal. But we not able to process this analog signal with the digital system. So we need of analog to digital converter. So this conversion will be happening. It is converting a continuous time domain signal into discrete time and discrete amplitude signal. This is what about this ADC conversion. So this is the basic diagram of your ADC. So your input signal will be given to the ADC. This will sample and hold your then this will be given to your sample and hold circuit. This will sample your signal. Then quantizer will be fixing your discrete levels. So based on this discrete level, the binary code conversion will be happen with the help of your encoder. Then the sample and hold. So quantizer converts continuous amplitude into discrete level. Encoder converts your quantized level binary codes. Then sampling. Sampling will be with the help of your Nyquist theorem. So this Nyquist theorem is Fs will be greater than or equal to 2F maximum. So if you are fixing your sampling frequency is higher, the accuracy will be also high. So if you are fixing your sampling frequency is too low, it will have aliasing effect will be happen. That means the overlapping of signal will be happens. So to avoid this, you need to choose the maximum frequency, the quantization. This will help for converting your discrete levels in a proper thing. So you may have your which thing. There are two types of quantization. One will be your truncation, another one will be your round up. So based on your application, you may choose your quantization. If you go with round up, it will be minimum error. Then encoding. So this encoding technique will be converting your discrete level input into your binary code. So the resolution of your ADC. So this will fix your output or resolution. So the smallest change in analog input that can be detected. So that will be called as your resolution. So the resolution will be calculated through 1 by 2n. So in case of your 8-bit ADC, if you are having 256 level, 10-bit ADC means 1024 and 12-bit ADC means 4096. So if you are going with high resolution means high accuracy will be happening. Types of ADC, you may have the n number of types of ADC. You can study it in your linear integrated circuit. Here I'm having some of the ADC type. One will be a flash ADC and successive approximation, dual scope, and sigma delta ADC. So here I'm using the external ADC ICS MCP3008. It is having the 8 channel and 10-bit resolution ADC. Your 10-bit resolution means it is having the levels of 0 from 1024. So 8 channels you can able to communicate your analog signal, 8 analog signal into your devices. So it will be converting your 8 analog signals, and it will be converted as a 10-bit binary code. Based on the selection, the first channel may be converted as a first, or the third channel may be converted as a first. So based on your master slave selection, it may vary. So it is a fast and accurate. So you may use for your IoT application as well as any other application. So this is the specification features of your ADC. So you are having 10-bit resolution and number of channel will be 8 single-ended or 4 differential mode. The interface will be the SPI protocol, serial peripheral interface. So the supply voltage you are giving it as 2.7 volt to 5.5 volt, low power consumption and high accuracy and stability. So if you are having high accuracy and stability means you can go with the applications. Now you are having your IoT application as well as real-time application. So MCP3008, this is your analog multiplexer. So sample and hold circuit, you are having in the IC, you are having the multiplexer circuit because you need to select which channel is first going to be converted. Then your sample and hold circuit will sample your signal. Then using of successive approximation ADC, your signal will be converted as a digital code. Then this will be communicated through your SPI protocol. The pin configuration, so you are having the analog pins of CH0 to CH7 and analog ground and V reference. So this will be digital pins. This will help to communicate your digital signal into your master. So chip select enable the communication, clock input, then DN data input from the controller and DOut digital output from the controller, then the digital ground and VDD power supply. So the working principle, the microcontroller send the signal to your DN, then the channel number as well as single whether it is going to be work in a single-ended mode or a differential mode. So this is what is happening. Then the sampling will be happening. The conversion, the successive approximation. We are using the successive approximation, 10-bit successive approximation. So the output will be the 10-bit digital value. So the D out will send your signal to your the converted signal is sent to your controller or your single board computer. So here I'm going to use a SPI protocol for communication. There are four main pins in your SPI protocol. One will be a CS and clock for synchronization, DIN for command input, and DOut for digital output from your IC to your single board computer. So this data transfer is fast and synchronous. So it is more suitable for real-time application. So SPI protocol, so serial peripheral interface, it is a synchronous serial communication protocol. So used for short distance communication, because it is a wired communication, we can go with the SPI protocol. So it will be very faster too. Then this is their communication concept. The master controls the communication. Slave respond to the master. So this communication will be full duplex mode. That means you are sending and receiving data will be simultaneously happened. So the SPI bus lines. So MOSI, the master out, slave in. The data from the master to slave, master in, slave out, master in, slave out. The data from the slave to master, serial clock for synchronized communication, select for your enable specific slave, which slaves to be activated, because n number of slave may be connected to the SPA protocol. So I need to respond which slave. So the master need to know which slave is active now, which slave is going to use that bus for communication. So this is what is happening. Then your data transfer. So master sends the data to the data on the MOSA, master out, slave in. Then slave sends the data from the MISO, master in, slave out. The data transfer is occur by bit, synchronized with clock, because it is a serial communication. So bit by bit data transfer is happening. Then your master pulls CS high means the communication stops. First, the master pulls CS as low, so the device will be selected. Then data transfer will be happens. So the mode of operation, you are having the two modes of operation. One may be the based on the polarity, another mode may be the based on the phase. So your CPOL will be equal to 0 means ideal low. CPOL is equal to high means the clock should be ideal high. The clock phase, see serial clock phase will be the first clock edge or second clock edge. That will depend on you are fixing your CPLO and CPHA. So this is a mode communication, which mode the data to be transferred and command to be transferred. Then this is a SPI diagram. So here I'm going to pull my CSS low to start the communication. The serial clock will be generated. After generating the serial clock, the mode will be selected. Then the depend on the sampling points, the data sample will be occur. The data to be sent to your master with the help of this data patterns. It is a 10-bit ADC. So first it will receive the higher order or lower order. That may be our decision. So no the fixed data format for your SPI. So we may have the 8-bit or 16-bit. So most commonly MSB is first and LSB is first. That may be configurable. We can go with any configuration. Then SPI in MCP 3008. So MCP 3008 uses SPI to send the data. So channel selection bit and start bit. So totally 10-bit digital output via MISO, master and slave out. Because your slave is like MCP 3008, it will send your conversion data to your master. That means your Raspberry Pi 3 or 4. So your single board computers. So it is a fast and reliable. You can use for any data acquisition. So this is what about the resolution. So digital output will be, I need to calculate my digital output for 10-bit ADC means it is 1023.